What's up, guys? It's the Anime Observer. It's like 6:30 in the morning here, and I've got free time as always because I get up early. And I've been wanting to make this video. I was gonna make it yesterday, but I didn't have enough time. Things didn't go my way, but I have time now. So here we go. I'm gonna review Spirited Away. Now, I probably should have watched this movie a long time ago, because it is several years old, but I had not seen it until about 2 days ago, and I never really thought anything of it. I had heard it was a really good movie and stuff, and I was like, I'll get around to watching it eventually. Well, that eventually came along, and I finally watched it, and I am extremely impressed. It was a fantastic movie. The art, all the sounds, the voice acting, the story, all of it was pretty high tier. It was good. One of my biggest things is actually the art, and not just that it was high quality, but the abstractness of a lot of it, even the more common things such as the characters, the main character particularly, the way that all of them look is kind of normal, but it's also kind of off, because I guess the artists who made it, their style is just somewhat different from a lot of others, but I enjoyed it. It was a good thing. And it's refreshing to see people's new takes on common concepts and their ways of doing things. But all of the creatures and things is one thing that really entertained me throughout that movie. Is just the way that everything looked and the way that everything worked. Because even characters who would have like magical powers or something, the movie just kind of played through that. It didn't really emphasize it at all. It just kind of breezes through that, like that should be expected here. You see this, and it's like all this cool stuff going on, then the people of this world are just like, oh, that's how the things are. And then, you know, the main character, the little girl, is in awe of all of these things going on. She's terrified because she's a little girl. And I actually really enjoyed how they wrote the character for the main character, because she I don't know how old she's supposed to be, just a little kid, but she actually acts like a little kid, which is really uncharacteristic of anime and manga and things, because, you know, a lot of them have adolescent main characters and things. Well, in this she actually acts like a child. She's afraid of things. She actually behaves like you'd think a child would. But then you see things like Air Gear, where all the main characters are supposed to be like middle schoolers, but they all look like they're 20 to 30, and they go out all night and apparently don't have parents, and it's crazy. So, you know, this is a little more, I guess, closer to what the main character should really be, which is, it would be enough to make me want to watch the movie just to see, you know, how they did that. But the story, it's kind of, I guess it's kind of typical, actually, the way that things flow anyway, not necessarily the writing, but for a fantasy story, it actually drew my attention pretty well, because I'm not usually interested in the kind of, I guess, family-friendly fantasy. It's just kind of a boring subject to me, but this stood out. More or less, I think it's just because of all of the crazy things, the concepts are in the movie, the creatures, all that kind of stuff. It didn't feel like every other movie. So that's why I'd say this movie probably gets about a 9 to a 9.5. I'm not going to say 10, because 10 is reserved for things that I just love immaculately. And while I did enjoy this a lot, in my book it's not quite a 10. I could definitely see why somebody would give it a 10, though. So, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say about this before I start rambling. So, I'm going to cut it off here. In the description, sorry about that, there will be a link to another one of my videos where I am doing a manga giveaway when I get 50 subscribers. So, don't forget to check that out and have a chance to win 5 volumes of Get Backers. It's a really good manga. I would highly recommend it. So, that's it for this time. It's the Anime Observer, signing out.